Hello everyone, I'm MiMiLock and I haven't done one of these in a while, since before Red vs. Blue's 15th season. Well, that's because I couldn't balance Red vs. Blue season 15 reactions and reviews plus school, but now there's summer, so I can get 2 new series off the ground. Alongside the return of this series. Now you'll see the next series probably tomorrow. I don't remember my schedule, but basically this is, on a bi-weekly schedule every other Monday, and then there's gonna be 2 other series, which will be monthly Tuesdays, and the other will be bi-weekly Fridays, so be expecting that. But yeah, I guess since Red vs. Blue was the reason why I didn't make this when it was supposed to come out, which was around the beginning of April, let's do this one about the Alpha. Epsilon, Private Leonard L. Church, from RVB, made by Rooster Teeth. Not only has his character been developed and changed, but so is the show as a whole, to be quite honest with you. If you've ever seen the show for whatever reason, it starts off as a comedy machinima made in Hill Combat Evolve with bad mic quality. According to a rumor, it would have been good if stupid Jason Saldana, the voice actor for Tucker, didn't call in and record his lines on the phone back in 2003.
Man, I am so unbelievably stupid. Well, that's great.
Alright, though in reality, if Jason worked in the RT office, he'd be one of my favorite employees. Dude's hilarious. But back to the series. It's such a 2 color-divided team standing and talking in an isolated box canyon. And 15 seasons later, here we are. Some parts have made certain fans cry at that complete mindfucks, and has included actual great animation since the 8th season, without a revelation. But time for the character of Church. Boys, he come a long way from being a ghost, to an AI program, to an alien deity. Let's talk about him for a second. So, of course, his name in the first 6 seasons was Leonard L. Church, even though he should have been referred to as the Alpha, because that's what he was. Then the Alpha was destroyed, and from then on, he was Epsilon. Of course, we still call him Church, because he's Church.
I miss church.
You mean the Epsilon AI?
No, he means church.
The show he's from? Red vs. Blue, obviously. I guess he's male since he's based on the director of Project Freelancer. Some of his family members include Carolina, even though not really because he's a robot, but Carolina is the director's daughter. Then there's Allison, who is the director's wife. Then there's Beta, aka Tex, Church's girlfriend, based on Allison. His first appearance was in episode 1. Why are we here? Alright, that's out of the way. Now for our origins. The Alpha was an artificial intelligence unit recovered by the counselor and director of Project Freelancer, Aiden Price, and Leonard L. Church. I know, it's pretty confusing at first, just hold on a second. They can only have the one AI, however, since it's based on the director's mind. He came up with the idea of splitting one AI's emotions rather than copying it in order to make more. As a result, the director tortured the Alpha to the point where it isolated certain aspects of its personality to preserve its sanity. These fractured traits were then harvested and refined into purified, compartmentalized emotion, creating additional AI such as Beta, Failure, Omega, Rage, Gamma, Deceit, Delta, Logic, Theta, Trust, Sigma, Ambition, Eta, Fear, Iota, Happiness, and the memory fragment, Epsilon. And we'll talk about right now. See, eventually Alpha had to abandon his memories to remain sane, which in turn made the Epsilon unit. After an unsuccessful attempt of implanting this AI into Agent Washington, the director of Project Freelancer decided to put the Epsilon unit somewhere where it could never be found. A random backwater canyon in the middle of nowhere. Valhalla. This is similar to how he tried to protect the Alpha by placing him in Blood Gulch with the most incompetent soldiers in Agent Florida. But I'll elaborate on that more in the fate of Epsilon later. Afterwards, the Alpha spent a lot of his days on the Mother of Invention with Project Freelancer. During its final days, however, many of the freelancers wanted to steal the Alpha. Well, that wasn't good. It was then when Leonard decided to send the Alpha to an isolated box canyon in the middle of nowhere with Agent Florida. This is going to be known as Captain Flowers. As shown in season 14 episodes 2 through 4, Flowers had to assemble a canyon of the most incompetent soldiers in order to keep the Alpha from further harm. These episodes also show that the Alpha's host body is in fact Private Jimmy, from the Sidewinder story the Church told in season 1, which is why he could remember enough to tell the story.
The world will never forget Private Jimmy. Gosh, I just want to help out in any way I can. Prepare him for AI implantation. AI, what now? Ah! What are you doing to my skull? Ah, this doesn't seem physically possible!
And that's pretty much all we've got for the origins of the Church. Now for in-series appearances. Let's start with season 1 and not Project Freelancer this time. Church is introduced as that archetypical character who's pissed at the world.
I'm gonna kill myself.
He's got a very angry personality as he hates several characters and is easily annoyed by them. He's been shown to hate generally everyone he meets, or at least dislike them in some manner. Mostly due to their completely erratic personalities. He's pretty crap when it comes to using the sniper rifle, which is why, in my opinion, Tucker should get him more often, but that's just me.
How did I miss? What is wrong with this thing?
Anyway, in episode 8, our buddy Church supposedly dies. He comes back as a ghost, which should have been the first red flag, but not to our idiot soldiers Tucker and Caboose. They just kinda accepted it for what it was. By the time he arrived at Blood Gulch Outpost Alpha, however, Tucker had already called command for a freelancer who just happened to be Agent Texas, the beta fragment of the Alpha. Due to the memories put in his head, though, Tex was his girlfriend, which wasn't too far off from the real deal, as Allison was the director's wife. After this, he decided he needed a body, so he possessed the Red Army's Robot Lopez.
¿Qué? ¿Por qué estoy hablando español? Yo no puedo hablar español.
He tried his best to not get her involved in stuff to do with the canyon, but she was killed when Donut threw a grenade at their tank.
Big voice, you dirty whore!
She became a ghost as well in season 2, which should have been another red flag, but no one thought to question it.
Buenos dias, cockfights.
Stuff continued on like this, and eventually, Church and Tex got new robot bodies made by Sarge. It was only at season 6 when things actually started making sense, but was mind-boggling at the same time. Agent Washington, a freelancer, tracked down the Red Templars to get their help to take down the director of Project Freelancer. It was at the moment when Wash finally put 2 and 2 together and figured out that Church was the Alpha. It was the reason that he could travel body to body, the reason that he was stationed in the middle of nowhere, and the reason he felt virtually nothing when O'Malley infected his head temporarily in season 5. Church did not believe what Washington told him at first, but at this time as well, the Meta, formerly Agent Main, was on the loose in search of Epsilon and the Alpha to achieve full Meta stability. Since the Meta was in the same building as them, however, Wash decided to destroy it in an electromagnetic pulse. Church then joined the Meta to keep him in the building long enough to be affected by the EMP. Oh, sorry. The EMP. After the electromagnetic pulse, every AI in the building was destroyed, including Alpha. This seemed like the end of the Church, but the Red Templars were conveniently reassigned to Valhalla. This is where the Epsilon unit was hidden. Caboose restored some of his memories by telling him stories. Eventually, an alien artifact was found, and the consciousness of Epsilon was transferred into this orb. Afterwards, he gained praise from an alien race, nothing too important.
The God of the orbs, and Church is the name. Nobody's better, and I know you feel the same.
Some memories also came back to him, which restores him to the Church that we know and love. But after Tex kicked the Red Templars' asses, Epsilon-Church finds a new body in a freelancer facility. At this time as well, Wash and Main are working together to recover the Epsilon unit and bring it to Chairman Malcolm Hargrove. And there's an epic fight at Avalanche and Main is destroyed. Before his ultimate demise, however, he trapped Tex in the Epsilon memory unit. Church went in after her, but it shorted out, and soon enough, he was trapped inside as well. Pretty much all of season 9 was Church trying to make everything in Blood Gulch perfect again, and most importantly, saving Tex. At the end of the season, however, Church learned that sometimes you just gotta let go. This part was pretty emotional, to be honest. But immediately after he forgot Tex and let her go, Caboose and Sarge got Church out of the memory unit.
No! The memory unit isn't dying! This isn't the end of the world! It's a fucking rescue mission!
So when you think about it, if Church had waited a few more seconds to let her go, then she would have made it out with them. Ain't that a bitch? But there's more, don't worry about it. When Church comes out of the memory unit, he serves primarily as Carolina's AI unit. He helps her get through some stuff, and even enhances her armor at times. But in season 13, he begins failing due to just being an old AI. He can't run the meta suit that Tucker needs to beat the Unity himself, so he needs to deconstruct himself to allow his friends to move on. And that's the end of Church's story. I guess, I don't know. He could always come back, as seen in episode 5 of season 15, but I guess Bernie only did that over and over because Church was his character and he wrote the show. Now it's Joe Nicolosi. I think he's taking the show in the right direction. The Church message could easily be a fake thing by the Blues and Reds, but yeah, that's all I've got to say about him. Church went from the easily annoyed ghost to an easily annoyed computer program, but I guess that's all we know.